normally does the impersonations. I don't know, man. I just felt like doing a little Miguel Cotto there. But welcome back to the best boxing show on the planet. Guard Your Girl Boxing, guardyourgirlboxing.com. Shout out to the brass, Big Mike, Rada Docs, the Volley Boy, BJ Murray. Oh, Sleep will be joining me, a la Check the Rhyme style. Hey, yo, Sleep, you remember when we used to rock? And yo, speaking of Tribe Called Quest and Check the Rhyme and all that, shout out to their documentary, but y'all do what y'all want to do. The red glove, these are my son gloves. You know, remember back in the 80s though, you always seen fighters rocking the red gloves. It ain't like how it is now. You know, like a pack of Skittles in a ring with all the different colored gloves out there. But we got an action-packed show. Ain't that right, my man? Sleep from somewhere, from some undisclosed location.
Guard Your Girl Boxing from an undisclosed location. You know, just got finished seeing one of the worst, you know, what do we call it? One of the worst comic book adapted movies of all time. You know, shout out to Captain America. But yeah, that Tribe Called Quest is the truth. We got an action-packed show. You know, Coltrane's favorite fighter, Zab Judah. He keeps coming back, man. He's like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back. He got a shot at the title. Got, you know, two of Coltrane's favorite fighters because Sweet Pea is training him. And, you know, it should be an interesting fight, you know, this Saturday against Amir. So I'm going to let Coltrane set the table. You know, I would say I'm on the West Coast, the East Coast. I can't really tell you, you know what I'm saying? But I'm somewhere very interesting that I will reveal to you shortly.
Sleep, you remember when a long while back ago, I want everybody to go back to an old video of ours. It was the episode where, one of the most infamous episodes on Guard Your Girl Boxing. It's a statement that I'm probably going to regret for the rest of my life. When it was the Pacquiao versus De La Hoya prediction. Let me take these gloves off. Heat is killing me inside of them. When I said if Pacquiao beats De La Hoya, you know, the chances of that happening actually, it's slimmer than dinosaurs walking the face of the earth again. I mean, that's how much little shot we gave Pacquiao to beat De La Hoya at that time. And the reason why I bring that video up, that's when Sleep was doing the Wiz. He was dancing, doing the ease on down the road. And for those of y'all don't know what the Wiz is, because some of y'all too young, or some of y'all just might not know what the Wiz is. The Wiz had Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, a whole bunch of other famous black actors, and it was the black version of the Wizard of Oz. So, you know, we were saying that, you know, this whole thing, you know, at that time, you know, it was like the Wizard of Oz. It was like a screenplay with all these characters involved, you know, and the Yellow Brick Road led to Floyd Mayweather and De La Hoya eventually fighting each other. Ricky Hatton was a part of the play at that point in time. Same play kind of in place, just some different characters. De La Hoya got written. Well, not really. De La Hoya might be the Wiz out of all this. But that being said, we're going to go back to last Saturday night. We're going to get to Amir versus Zab Judah. That's on tap. We're going to give our predictions to that. Right, Sleep?
Yeah, Trains 2011. Everybody's on board. You know, he wants you to ease on down the road, but everybody's on Scepter. Out Philly, we have Scepter. That's the train that gets you from A, B to C. Everybody's on board, man. And it kind of reminds me of the hip-hop game. We always make parallels to the hip-hop game. But like nowadays, if you look online at any type of media, you know, type of social websites, you can't even take anything with a grain of salt anymore because we don't know whose pocket's getting padded by the particular artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Media Takeout saying, and other sources are saying that this is probably going to be the greatest album ever, talking about Kanye and Jay. You know, in the past, when it's come from a credible source, like The Source, when The Source was credible, you know, you anticipate the album. But nowadays, you got to say, oh, he's here. He might be married to B. This might be happening. They might be in bed with so-and-so. Not in a literal sense, but when we say in bed, means they all sit at the board table and do business together. So it's very hard for you to judge and gauge what's being put out there. So party people, what we're trying to do is tell you to wake up. Shout out to Spike Lee since we on the whole movie thing. So everybody's on board. Everybody's at the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to kind of look at it. You know, I don't know, people remember The Wire. Wasn't too long ago. Great, one of the greatest HBO sitcoms ever created. And, you had different facets of different people all over, the city of Baltimore. And there was this guy called Prop Joe. Now, Prop Joe was kind of middleman. He was the connection to a lot of different teams and stuff. The Prop Joe of this whole scenario, and we're gonna bring this all together, is Freddie Roach. Now, Freddie Roach, his fighter works for Top Rank. But Freddie Roach is in bed deeply with Golden Boy. And we watching the puppet game travel on both sides. We're going to have our fighter for the tune-up of the possible Mayweather fight. We're going to have our fighter Marquez destroy somebody. Then on the other side, on the Golden Boy side, you got, the whole person who was the pawn in this, unfortunately, was Andre Berto. So they had Ortiz destroy Andre Berto. I ain't gonna go there. So he fights Mayweather. So they all need an out, just in case. And the outs in different situations, might be Amir for Floyd if the situation doesn't work out. So now Roger's putting little sprinkles out there that Amir's on steroids. Storylines. I always told you guys there's one big script that ends to the climax.
We're gonna talk about last Saturday night. Let me just paint the picture for you. Now, we don't like to say stuff is fixed. We work too hard for this brand to get torn down by some slander case. And but what we like to use a term around here is everybody's on board. Everybody's on board. Being on board means you just nod your head, you get your check, and you keep it moving. Juan Marquez, traditionally a lightweight, moved up to the welterweight limits one time in his career to take on Floyd Mayweather Jr. We all know how that ended. Juan Marquez is fighting Manny Pacquiao in the fall at the 44.5, wherever. He was supposed to fight Floyd at 45, but we all know the story with that. But he's coming in at 100. He's supposed to come in at 144 to fight Manny Pacquiao. All right, we get all that. Last Saturday night, and I forget the kid's name he fought on Saturday, last name Ramos. He fought him at 140, the junior welterweight limits. Now, Juan Marquez traditionally has never been a one-punch knockout artist. Our research department did the research, and they said he had a few first-round knockouts, but nothing like that, where a guy just get hit with a lead right hand, and the next thing you know, he's rolling on the ground like he got hit with a machete from Screwface and Mark for Death. Like Screwface was in the ring. And, I'm not going to say the guy took a dive. I'm not going to say he was paid off. I'm just going to say, it's funny how things work out. And it could have been coincidental, could have been accidental. Again, the banner that fight was under, the banner that Manny Pacquiao fights under, we know the banner, no need to say the name. They had a card that was through their network on pay-per-view, but it was a free stream. A lot of you saw it. That's how I saw it, because y'all sent me the email and good looking out on that. Free stream. He's fighting Pacquiao at a weight most people believe he don't have no business fighting at. And the next thing you know, Juan Marquez turns into Felix Trinidad. I'm just saying that. I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm just questioning some things. Like, all of a sudden, Juan Marquez got one-punch knockout power. I'm not saying that it can't happen, because it has happened in boxing. Many of times you've seen it happen. But this guy, to me, didn't look like he got hit that hard. Again, I wasn't in the ring. I don't know what that man felt for him to be rolling around on the ground like that. I don't know why he did that. Maybe it was a reaction from the punch. I don't know. But what I do know, it's just coincidental. It was a free for all y'all to witness it. Remember, this is free. That means everybody live going to check this out. So now you got some people like, man, Marquez gonna trash Pacquiao. You see his power? Fool's gold, man. That's all I'm gonna say is fool's gold. And the reason why I brought that video up with Sleep doing the Wiz dance, I'm gonna let Sleep talk about the whole Hollywood production that's going on in boxing. Sleep, why don't you run it for the people?
Just like I said, Train, earlier, we got a lot of got to work on the lighting. You see, I'm our own staff right now. I'm a one-man army. You know, I didn't get up here and say that I'm the Ginsu master. You know, it's all about GYGB. Shout out to Q-Tip and the Tribe Called Quest. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it'll come to a town near you. I got to view it with Docs today. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you can't view it in a theater near you, like the plush, I forgot the name of it. Docs took me to some ritzy, upscale theater where they show indie films and stuff, had leather seats and stuff. You know, I don't usually live like that. But if you don't have that in your neighborhood, you know, just do a little research on your laptop. Nah, I'm just joking. But no, I'm serious. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, like you said, man, everything is webby, man, and it's just, you know, it's very theatrical. I've been fortunate enough through the little sleepies to get put on to WWE, and I'm becoming a fan, man. It's like a big soap opera. Shout out to R-Truth, you know what I'm saying? Little Jimmy, you know, shout out to Little Jimmy. And you know, boxing has the same qualities, man. They all borrow from each other, man. Boxing has a lot of qualities, and they basically, man, everybody in these days and times of these economic struggles, people try to build stories to try to get the average everyday person in that living room to purchase the fight. Because, as you all know, if it was just left up to us degenerates, you know, they'll probably top off at about 300,000 views, you know, things like that. So they try to get the general public, just like your favorite rapper back in the day used to do the one love song or the one pop song to try to generate that general public. Or the great Run DMC when they did Walk This Way and push hip-hop to another stratosphere to get that pop audience. Nowadays, you know, groups and artists, they do a whole album geared to the pop audience, and where does that leave us? Leaves us on the internet fiending and going to see a Tribe Called Quest, paying $8 in a ritzy movie theater, or getting a secret link sent to you. No, not me personally, but maybe someone else getting a secret link and viewing it on your laptop and crying about the good old days of hip-hop. Train, I can't continue.
You know what I say. You know what I say. I won't be surprised if Mayweather, Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Freddie Roach, De La Hoya, Richard Schaefer, you know, they had some exquisite restaurant in the VIP section, drinking a nice bottle of something in a, you know, in a cigar, one of them little private cigars booth areas, smoking on some humidors, you know, laughing at the frenzy that they created. You know, this is really, boxing has really becoming like a WWE or WWF, Monday, whatever that wrestling. I never watch wrestling, so I don't know the brands or the leagues. The whatever, Monday Night Raw episode. You know, I didn't pass through wrestling and saw the storylines and the plot lines they created. There's no difference in this situation right here. There's no difference, man. And again, I was the originator of calling Manny Pacquiao Manny Wacquiao. You know, took a lot of heat from y'all, and you know, Pacquiao has changed me since then. I respect the man's fight game. This is nothing personal against Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather, I always said, other than Pernell Whitaker, I never seen a gifted fighter. And if the fight was to happen tomorrow, I still got Floyd Mayweather pretty much putting on a boxing lesson against Manny Pacquiao if the fight ever get made.
Well, Train, you know, I hate to cut you off, but there was a movie. I mean, come on, man. If they're going to spend all the money on the budget, there was a movie called 2012. Unless, you know, I'm not going to hold you, the boast was huge. It was like little cities. So, you know, maybe it can happen on there. You know, I don't know, like, does Manny train on one boat? Does Floyd train on a different boat? And then they fight at a neutral boat? Is it the Vegas boat? Well, if it's the Vegas boat, then maybe Floyd stays on the Vegas boat. Where does Pacquiao stay?
And that being said, though, it's a soap opera from two companies, basically. Since Floyd's become a big star, he's fought under one banner pretty much. He's been fighting all Golden Boy or, backroom deal Golden Boy fighters. Manny Pacquiao's been fighting all top-ranked fighters. I really believe the fight's happening in 2012. I sincerely believe it's happening. I mean, if you look at the story is shaping up now. It's almost like, in a movie where, I don't know if y'all saw Game of Death with Bruce Lee, when he went through the different levels of people that he had to fight before he got to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think the last dude he fought was the dude, that had the jumpsuit on. I forget the movie, but anyhow, that's what's going on in boxing. That's what's going on with the two different sides right now. I think this is the final piece for Mayweather. It's the final piece for Pacquiao. Remember, Pacquiao hasn't fought any boxers. He fought all straight-ahead, straightforward fighters. So this is the first. If he's going to fight Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer of this generation, he has to fight a boxer before he just get in the ring with Floyd. And Floyd has to fight a southpaw. I'm not saying Victor Ortiz is on Manny Pacquiao's level, but he had to fight a southpaw. And, he found the Golden Boy southpaw to fight. And I think Victor Ortiz is a tough fight for him. I think that the 16-month layoff, I think Floyd going to have to fight in this fight. I think Victor Ortiz is tailor-made for him, but it's not going to be an easy fight as some of you might think. I think Floyd, again, he's 34 years old, 16-month layoff, and I just think he's going to have to, he may have to rumble in this fight a little bit. But that's a whole nother story. Sleep, what's your perspective on the way everything's playing out? Do you see the fight? Do you think this fight gonna go down in 2012? I know you got a vision of the world ending with war all over the place. What's really good, Sleep?
Train, I'm totally confused, about this whole Floyd Manny situation. I'm just as confused as I am with Little B, V Nasty, Krayshawn. Young people out there, help me.
I'm not buying into it, man. Again, Freddie Roach trains Amir. Freddie Roach trains Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach talked dirty about De La Hoya. You go down, you see some pictures on TMZ. Freddie Roach is hanging out with De La Hoya. Don't buy the hype. They created this like my shout out to Volley Boy, who say they turned this into Democrats and Republicans, and everybody out here going crazy, threatening each other. This is what they wanted. The build-up is on fire right now. And all y'all suckers, y'all all bought into it. Everybody bought into it, man. And don't worry, the fight's happening. I told y'all that. 2012, the fight's going down either in May or in the fall. Don't worry. But, again, just to recap on last Saturday night, it has been a big blockbuster in the movie department. Green Lantern, Captain America, X-Men, Transformers 3, Zookeeper, Smurfs, Penguins. I mean, this was like a big movie year. Maybe they wanted to put my man Marquez on the silver screen. I'm just saying. No, I'm just playing, man. This is all jokes, just having a little fun, But it just was interesting to see Juan Manuel Marquez, turned into Julian Jackson last Saturday night. But we got bigger fish to fry. Let's talk about fights that's actually happening and not this drama series. Zab Judah versus Amir Khan. Got lost some thought there. And shout out to everybody who gave me love on my Pernell Whitaker tribute. I only wanted to do that video just so everybody can just remember this one thing. When you talk about the greatest of anything of all time, it's always in the eye of the beholder. There's no right or wrong, and nobody can tell you what your greatest of whatever it is, especially in boxing. But moving right along, speaking of greatest, the GOAT himself, that's what I'm calling him now, the GOAT. The GOAT himself, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, is training Zab Judah, as y'all know. He's taking on Amir Khan. Speaking of Freddie Roach, Freddie Roach is in his corner. They're fighting at the junior welterweight limit. Amir Khan is putting his titles on the line. I forget what straps he got. But this is pretty much probably his last fight at 140 since Timothy Bradley decided to bail out on him. This is an interesting fight for me because I was a big Zab Judah fan. Like, I was a diehard Zab fan. Ain't that right, Sleep?
I'm going to tell you how much of a Zab Judah fan Train is. And this is before, GYGB made it to the silver screen. Floyd against Zab, trains beat me in the head every 10 seconds, convincing me. Like, he had me at a fight party, basically rooting for Zab Judah to beat Floyd. And, like, I like Zab, but Floyd has always been my guy. So that just tells you how passionate he's always been about Zab Judah, about the possibilities because of his pure talent, that he can cause people trouble. So, lo and behold, he caused Floyd a lot of trouble in the fight, but it was always about, his, the mistakes that Zab makes in the ring. And his determination is what I think, prevented him from winning a lot of fights.
Exactly. I was a big Zab fan, and you already know how I feel about Sweet Pea. So this is going to be like porn for me. Don't take that the wrong way, fellas. But no, because I still got a rooting interest for Zab. I mean, I don't really, and in the whole Sweet Pea thing, but I don't have no personal beef with Amir Khan either. I know a lot of people like to throw dirt on him, but I actually think Amir Khan is a pretty decent fighter. But this is a fight Amir Khan is going to look to just put his hands on Zab Judah. And that's probably sounds so elementary of me saying that, but what I mean by put his hands on him, just apply pressure. One thing about Zab, what I know about Zab is I've been watching him since he's been been a pro. Zab don't like a lot of pressure. And Zab has always been an offensive fighter. Like, the style Sweet Pea is trying to implement into his fight game, have in the Matisse fight and the Mabusa fight, where Zab was slipping on the ropes, setting up punches. That's not really for him because his slip game ain't like Sweet Pea's or Floyd. Zab is more athletic and and fights from awkward angles. That's when Zab is at his best. But I get what Sweet Pea doing because nobody really ever taught Zab any style defense. But I just don't know this late in his career if that's really helpful for Zab. Amir threw a lot of straight down the pipe punches. I look to see Zab get hit with a lot of straight flush right hands. Again, he got hit a lot in the Matisse fight and the other fight. He won both fights, but in this fight, he fought a younger fighter. And remember, Amir Khan is 5'10". He got a nice long reach, and I don't think he's going to knock Zab out. I know a lot of y'all picking knockout. I just see Amir winning a comfortable decision. I even think Zab may rock him with a left hand. Because Amir Khan, he likes to come in with his head like this, just throwing punches, and that's normally when he gets clipped. When he just start overshooting his target like he did in the Mikulski fight. But I think he's a lot more disciplined, a lot more patient. If he tries to go for a knockout, though, he's going to get knocked out. Where you at with it, Sleep? But I'm picking Amir Khan by decision. I wouldn't be shocked if Amir Khan even get dropped in this fight, maybe. But he should win this decision. Where you at with it, Sleep?
One of them strange fights because you got Zab Judah, who's picked up a world class fighter who become trainer. That's Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. And I like what Pernell is implementing in Zab's fight game. The problem is that I think he needs more fights before getting to this level to really implement what Pernell's trying to do, the slip, the moving up against the ropes and things like that. Because in his previous fights, man, the Mabusa fight, he was losing the fight. He was getting hit. I love seeing him move more, way more patient. He's still a counter puncher, and he hurt Mabusa with a huge punch, but he gets hit. He still gets hit. The Matisse fight, he still gets hit. He's not as anxious, so there will be moments if he lands something on Khan where the fight could change. But because his style is more patient now, and I think as Khan becomes more relaxed and Khan uses his attributes, which is his extreme length and his frame, which is physically just bigger, longer guy. He's a fast guy, straight right hand, throws jabs, applies a lot of punches and pressure, which is, even Zab in his prime, times we used to think he used to get tired, sometimes he gets discouraged under that type of pressure. I do think that his mind state and his mental will allow him to try to think through the process, but like Coltrane said, I think it's going to be like a pretty comfortable decision for Amir Khan. Amir Khan's biggest attribute is that he has the same trainer as Manny Pacquiao, and he gets to spar with Manny. So he used to dealing with speed. He used to dealing with a lefty. He deals with the most awkward fighter in the game. So, like I said, man, this fight a year from now with Zab, 3 more fights dealing with Purnell, I see a little bit more even kill because Amir is still not 100% proven, at this level. But I think the change in trainers and the time frame it's going to take, I think it's going to be, it's just a bad matchup for Super Zab Judah. So I'm picking Amir Khan with a unanimous decision, and I would all shouts out to Zab's dad. But like, if this change would have happened about 4 years ago, man, there's no telling where Zab could be right now. He may have won the Cotto fight, could have won a lot of other fights. But I'm picking Amir Khan with a unanimous decision.
That's our show, man. Tune into the radio show every Monday night, man. Again, man, shout out to the whole GYGB family for holding us down. Again, man, when you're on top, there's no point of looking down because everything beneath you is too blurry.